there, I'm Laura Gambra and I'm Clarion's commercial content exec, and I'm joined here today by Martin Collins from GiG. You're now licensed in over 25 markets. How important is the diversified regulatory footprint to sustainable growth?
Well, you're absolutely right. We're now legally operating in 25 markets. This is key to our strategy, and the reason it's key to our strategy is because it builds a more sustainable model moving forward. Why is that? Ultimately, regulated markets protect players, and players will come back to a safer environment again and again, and we believe that that's the crux in the future of the online gaming market.
How has the Sportnco acquisition helped move the needle?
Well, what it's done is it's allowed us to offer a full end-to-end solution. So previously, we always had a really compelling casino product, which could be personalised. But what we can do now is we can actually offer a tier one solution for organisations that are willing to take the steps into these markets. So we give market access and we give a full end-to-end quality-driven solution.
What's your view on the sports betting supply space, and what is your view on the makeup of the US sports betting market today?
Okay, well, it's becoming more competitive. There's more players on the market all the time. And that's not just from a B2B perspective, but even from a B2C perspective. If you look at the US, there's lots of acquisitions going on. All the major B2C guys are looking for technology that they can purchase. So the amazing thing about the sports betting market is obviously everything in the States is sports-led at the moment. Casinos coming in behind. There's only 6 states in the States where you can actually do casino. So therefore, sports becomes an even more important component of the overall end-to-end scenario. So it's competitive, you need to have a compelling product, and that's what's going to give you success in that market.
And do you think this will evolve into a more fragmented landscape as we see it in multiple European markets?
I think from a regulatory perspective, you can't see anything without harmonisation, so ultimately that will lead to fragmentation. From our perspective, and probably everybody's perspective in the industry, what we'd love to see is some sort of harmonisation. And GLI, for example, provides that partly, because it gives you a base of where you can start from. But the fact of the matter is that there's still components over and above the GLI requirements that make it really difficult, and there's some markets that will be compelling for people like ourselves, and some that won't be. So you're going to have a fragmented scenario, no questions.
You announced your partnership with Crab Sports in June of this year. How important do you see these hyper-localized brands to GiG and the industry's growth development?
Okay, so in the States, since 2017, when sports first started going live in certain states, you've seen the big guys come in and spend a lot of money on acquisition and bonusing and all these elements. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to drive their brand equity. But they're struggling because it's basically a race to the bottom, because they're investing so much cash and they're not getting any loyalty. Now, this is where the localized brands come in my opinion, because what they do is they have a brand equity even before they start, because it's a brand that people recognise and appreciate. And then they don't need to concentrate so much on the acquisition piece. They can concentrate on the experience, on building loyalty, and having people coming back time and time again. And I think particularly with localised brands like Crab Sports and the Tribes, I think that's the way that they'll try and distinguish themselves, rather than trying to outspend the big guns.